Hello, it is Harry here, and I've got all kinds of fun to go through today. I've got comics review, I've got new books that came in, I have a new game expansion, a new RPG, and then a little bit to talk about with Savage Worlds and other videos that are coming up on the channel. So join me, go ahead, put on some nice comfy pajamas, maybe get relaxed, and just listen to the dulcet sounds of me telling you what I think about what I read over the last week or so and some of the new books that came in. All right, so let's get right to it. Number one, I want to talk about Viking Death Squad. So this is from Runehammer Games. It is a little black and white, all black and white print RPG, and it's based on the song War Pigs by Black Sabbath, and it takes place in a dystopian future where you have these warlords that are going crazy all over the world, spreading destruction and all that, and you have these immortal Viking type warriors who are fighting against them. It's got a really cool set of ideas and some neat mechanics boiling around in here. I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to play it, but it looks really cool. I've heard nothing but good things. But Viking Death Squad, this came from Drive Through RPG, so it's one of those books that you can get printed through them, and they all have sort of the same quality to them. They're not bad. The spine looks nice. It's got a fair cover. I mean, this is something that I would expect to spend like $15 on back in the early 2000s, like a Vampire the Masquerade clan book or something. But it's a little thicker, but it's also shorter. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. One of the things I like about this is that it has a definite end state. That's my new passion for games, is having a point when you're past the point of no return. So there's 10 immortals. The immortals can die by physical trauma, and once the 10 immortals are dead, game is over. So much like Merkborg, there is a finale, and I love that about these kind of things. So Viking Death Squad. Once I get it to the table, even if it's just solo, I'll let you know what I think. And on to comic reviews. This is the pile of comics still from last month that I have to read. It's about yay big. I still have to get to, let's see, we got some Planet of the Apes in here, The End of the Nasty, Helen of Windhorn, quite a lot of stuff. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more books to read. It's been a busy, busy month, so I haven't gotten into this very deeply, but there are books I've read. Put that down. Let's talk about them for a little bit. We've got Predator, The Last Hunt, number 1, came from Marvel, and I did not love this. It was okay. It builds on the existing Predator timeline, but it also seems to pull on other Predator events that I just never knew of. So I haven't watched every single Predator movie, so maybe that's where I'm missing out on things. But it's the far-flung future. There's some human people that are wearing the Predator armor, and they are, sort of hunting the predators to find where their homeworld is, to see where they have a storage space for their human captives and things like that. It's been okay. It has a vibe of Aliens to it, which I assume it's supposed to. Uh, if I had just got the first issue and did not pre-order pretty much the rest of the series, I would just have gotten this issue. It's not bad, but it's not good. I give this a solid C. Art's fine. The story's fine, but overall, there's not enough action. There's not enough plot that's really grabbing me. And yeah, there's only like one big action scene in here. And other than that, it's a lot of like kind of trying to build up tension, but it never really gets there. And then it ends with, like, seriously, this dude, not this dude, but this dude, he just reminds me of Chuckles from G.I. Joe. And that's like the worst. Not that I dislike Chuckles from G.I. Joe. He was a cool action figure, but I don't know. It just didn't jive with me. Uh, he's, I don't know. I'll read the second issue. I have the third and fourth pre-ordered, and I think that's the whole series. Meh. If it never came in, I don't know that I'd care. Meanwhile, Jill and the Killers #3. Everything keeps going and it's getting better. I've enjoyed the series. Issue 1, issue 2 has been good. Here we're getting further into the sort of how Jill is not getting along with her friends. She's not getting along with her family. Uh, Her mother's disappearance and assumed death is kind of getting to her. She believes that she's on the mystery. She's has to solve it. She believes that there's a time crunch. It's pretty clear that there is and that she is right. But long and short, things are starting to fall apart. And once again, she has stolen a car and has driven off the road. And the cops are here. So I see that trope a lot recently in comics. I believe they had that in a couple of others as well. I think it was, what the heck, was it in the autumnal that it happened as well? But, girl drives off in car crash, supernatural-ish stuff going on. But this is just like, murder mystery stuff going on. Same sort of concept. But she was following who she believes, and likely may be, is the murderer. So they may be getting close to solving the crime. But I think that there's 2 more issues, 1 or 2. But it's almost there, and it's been good. Let's see, does it say to be concluded at the end? Let me just flip to the back here. Yeah, to be concluded. So yeah, there's 1 more issue left. So, and also, I'm just gonna do a call out for this. RoboForce #1. I remember RoboForce as a child as being these like sort of knockoff Transformers with these cool rubbery arms and suction cup bottoms. They're kind of neat, but they're also kind of stupid. I'm very surprised to see that they have a series coming. Creepshow, Joe Hill's Wolverton Station. And the cover pretty much gives it all away. Rich dude has a bad attitude, and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and he's forced to take the train during a travel strike because he's trying to buy a cool piece of horror memorabilia. However, the train he's on is full of werewolves, going to a full of werewolves town, and things don't end well for him. It was a fun read. It's very predictable. The cover says the entire thing. Wolverton Station tells the entire thing. But I tell you, I loved this guy getting his comeuppance. So just like, he sees all these violent, grisly things happening. And because he has a first class ticket on the train, he's not a target of the horrible, violent things that are going on. However, his impatience and general cruelty get him into a bind that eventually ends the way you figure a creep show with a dude who's a giant butthead that's being pursued by werewolves is going to end. This one here, give it a B. He's good. By the way, Jill and the Killers, I give that a B+, A-. I should give ratings to things. That's what people do on the internet, right? Beware the Planet of the Apes. #2. Don't love the cover. Cover's fine. But the interior story, so this is one of the things that I like and dislike about this Planet of the Apes series. Let me go ahead and show you. Is that they have these like flashback scenes or vision scenes that come from the old Planet of the Apes comics, and then we cut into this current art style, and that's really jarring, but in a way that I appreciate. We get the chimpanzees, Cornelius and Zira, are starting to come across humans, and a bunch of humans that have been mutated and that sort of thing. So, this is takes place before the events of the last Planet of the Apes movie where they blow up the world. And it looks like they're trying to retcon that or just bring us to a point when we get there. Either way, it's been good. I've not loved it, like falling over, loved it. But I did like this right here. You got Nova, and she's got this really apey posture as a human in Planet of the Apes. I thought that was kind of neat. But yeah, so the character designs are cool. The overall theme is cool. I don't love the color scheme because it is so green-brown. But at the same time, isn't that kind of the colors of Planet of the Apes? Greens and browns and earth tones. So I'd give a C+, B- to Beware the Planet of the Apes. Story's moving along. The drama of, spoiler alert, Cornelius getting shot is pretty cool. The what are the mutant humans going to do is kind of neat. Are they going to be just like the mutant humans that worship the bomb? What's going to happen? Lots of good questions in here. I don't know if we're going to get satisfying answers by the end of the series. There's only a couple issues left, so we'll see. They may do a good job of it. And last for the books that I read recently is this guy, Sunday Morning Adventures, Dungeons and Dragons #2. We have Jaraxel on board. They're searching for Billy. Billy is not with the group, and he's joined pirates. Oh no. So he's following the Conan route of being a barbarian, then being a pirate. And who knows, maybe he'll be a king next. But it ends with this shot of Billy with this cool half-dragon guy who's a pirate captain. He's welcomed him onto their ship as an equal. It's neat seeing like Jaraxel and other D&D novel related characters. It's cool seeing one of my favorite monsters to hate, the dragon turtle, show up. And it's a lot of cool little homage-y things, but at the same time it feels like this is very look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. There's cameos galore, as it were. And it's, like I said, it's fun, it's light. I would not rate this as a fantasy comic as much as like a nostalgia trip. And that's exactly what this is. And as a nostalgia trip, a solid A. As a just run-of-the-mill comic to pick up and read, C. Very average. It doesn't do more than it has to. I'm never really thrilled, I think, or awed by a lot of what's going on. Mostly it's that thing from that thing. It's that monster I recognize going off, which is so-so. It's not like the best sensation to have when reading a comic. So D&D Saturday Morning Adventures #2. I don't dislike this series. I just feel like it could do better. And that brings us to the new comics. I'm not going to flip through them like I used to do. I'm going to just pop them up, say a quick little bit of something, and then we're going to go on because I'm going to be reading these sometime in the next month, maybe even into the month after that. You saw the pile left over from last month, which means I got a lot to go through. But maybe I'll read all those this week, and then I can get back on track. I don't think that's going to happen, but we'll see. That said, what do we have on the horizon? Gargoyle Quest number 1. I'm not sure why I got it. Gargoyles has been okay. I don't know that this is going to be any better. Gargoyles, The Dark Ages, has left me kind of meh overall. And I know that there's only 5 issues of this, and I don't know it's going to be really worth reading. It may be fun as a nostalgia trip. Again, similar to the Saturday Morning Adventures D&D. I want more than that. I wanted it to be better, and that's why I kept kind of throwing into subscribing to it and getting it in, because I'm like, it's gonna get better, it's gonna be Gargoyles like I remember it, I'm gonna feel like I remembered it. No. Jill and the Killers number 4 is going to jump straight to the top of the charts. I'm going to read this as soon as possible. I may even just pull it straight out and read it before any of that other stuff, because I want to know who the killer is and I want to know what happens. Ms. Marvel, Mutant Menace, boop. It's got Mojo, boop. And it's a Momo Peach, Peach Momokeen, Peach Momo Peach. Oh no, I don't remember her name. Their name. Good gosh. Peach Momoko? I think it's Peach Momoko. Why don't they have like a this is the cover by the person thing? Huh. I don't even see a listing of who done did it. Okay. Where's the thing? Where's the thing? Peach Momoko. Yes, I was correct. Peach Momoko. Boop, boop. Peach Momoko cover. I dig the art. Inside, we've got, Ms. Marvel in the Mojoverse. They just did a Jubilee in the Mojoverse episode of X-Men 97. Is it better here or there? We'll find out. Bear, Pirate, Viking, Queen. I like all 4 of these things. Interior art, wicked cool. I'm looking forward to reading this. Bear, Pirate, Viking, Queen. All cool stuff. Chilling Adventures, Cult of That Wilkin Boy, Initiation. Things are getting real over in Riverdale inside the horror genre. And I'm going to see what done happen to Bingo Wilkins. Wilkins? Wilkin. Singular. Last Hunt Predator, number 3. I just talked about how much I didn't love number 1. Let's see if number 2 and number 3 get any better. Spoiler alert, probably not. But maybe. I'll leave it open. Maybe that Chuckles guy is going to be cool. Maybe it'll be awesome. Hope. But, calling all cars, it's Dick Tracy, number 1. Dick Tracy, I really dug the movie back in the day. I've never read a lot of the original comics, but seeing a cool new noir comic come out and stuck the Dick Tracy name on it, I'd give it a go. And I did always like the Dick Tracy villains, mostly because of that Daffy Duck cartoon, the one with Neon Noodle. Dawn Runner, number 2. I haven't read number 1 yet, but I have hopes, and we'll see what happens. Saturday Morning Adventures, D&D, number 4. Nostalgia Trip, Inside of Pages. Rare Flavors, number 5. I believe this is the last one. Really excited to see where this goes. Will the demon get his movie made? Well, yes, because we've already seen people sitting down watching it. But what will happen, and how does it all shake out? And what's the recipe going to be in this one? The Principles of Necromancy, number 1, a.k.a. I forgot to order number 2, number 3, and anything else that might have come out. And I went to go order the next one that was coming out, and I was like, oh, I didn't get Principles of Necromancy, and I didn't even order that one. So I don't even know why I'm going to read it, but I'm going to read it, and it looks like it's going to be good, and I'm going to regret never having gotten the other issues, but maybe they won't even come out. I don't know. When the Blood Has Dried, number 1. Just like the other Principles of Necromancy, I completely dropped the ball in ordering number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever else might have come out. So I'm going to read the number 1, probably going to like it, and then not be able to get the rest of the series. Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees. This cover. The other cover I liked a little more. And I think that's the one that I intended to order. But this one is also kind of cool. So number 5, I believe we are right about at the end. And if not, yep, so this is to be concluded at the end of this one. So one more to go. And I'm excited because, once again, just like Jill and the Killers, who's the killer? I mean, we already know that the bear's a killer, but who's the competition? Monsters are my business, and business is bloody. This looks like it's going to be a fun time. Super cartoony, super violent, right up my alley? Maybe. All I know is that's one vicious looking koala. Beware the Planet of the Apes, number 4. Is it going to be as brown? Is it going to be as green? Are the apes going to be as mean? And what the heck's going to go on with Nova? Helen of Windhorn, number 2, with a fancy foil cover. I got number 1 as a foil cover. Still haven't read it yet, but once I do, I'm pretty sure I'm going to like it because this looks pretty cool. Animal Pound number 3. Bad things are going on with that dog, and I knew that bad things were going to go on with Piggy. And this verifies to me that bad things are going to go on with Piggy. And I believe that we may know exactly what political movement they may be warning against in that very Animal Farm kind of way. I'm not sure, but there's something about this that, says maybe I know what they're going to be going for. Ghost Lore, Volume 2 as a trade paperback. Is this Volume 2? Oh no. Yes, it is. Volume 2 is a trade paperback. Dad's a priest, daughter's not. Dad starts seeing souls, daughter starts seeing souls. Dad wants to exorcise them, daughter wants to get them to peace. So, where's this go? A lot of heads being bumped together. That's where. And the last thing that came in along with all those comics was RoboRally, Master Builder. If you want a closer look of this, comment, let me know, and I will do a full unboxing. It may be even a playthrough. And I will do so with the puppets if you want to see it. And I just need to have people that actually want to see the puppets play RoboRally. Or even just me. Or me and someone else. Just let me know if you want to see this on the table. But for now, I'm going to crack this guy open and see what's inside. Even though I've already looked. Because I can't help myself. There's a box lid. It's nice that it comes with a lid. Got our little games that they're advertising. We got a, let's see, Stellar. That looks kind of stellar. They got a lot of spacey looking stuff. There's this Fuse game, which I don't really know much about. Search for Planet X, know nothing about. Warp's Edge, know nothing about. But, they're all blue in color scheme. So, good job on the graphic design. Stellar. Calibrate your telescopes to view celestial objects. Create beautiful display of planets, moons, asteroids, and more in the night sky. Carefully choose and arrange your cards in this 2-player stargazing competition. Sounds really cool, but I believe it's going to just come down to shuffling cards around, which means a 2-player game with just card moving around. No matter how much I like it, it's never going to get played. Fuse, one of the best games in this genre. Save your ship from total destruction. Has absolutely nothing about it except for dice being put on things. Warp's Edge, your rookie pilot, Taylor Mine, stranded in the far reaches of space. You emerge from hyperspace to find yourself on the doorstep of enemy fleet. In the instant before you are blown up, you warp back to the start of the battle. Enemy fleet is in front of you again, but your laser batteries have reset too. You have a second chance. Now you know what's coming. That tells me nothing about the game. Search for Planet X. Since 2016, astronomers have been searching for a distant planet to explain the unique orbits of observable objects in the solar system. That also tells me nothing about the game. That is a useless ad. They're all blue, which is really nice graphic design, but not intrigued enough to look at any of those. One was a maybe, but that was the only one that actually told me the game. So, that said, RoboRally Master Builder comes with little rule book, and it's got some suggestions for setting up your boards. So what this is this is an expansion for main RoboRally, where you can make your own additional boards, some modular boards with some cool shapes. Sorry, my nose is a little leaky. There's a lot of pollen-y stuff around. So if I keep doing this, it's because I'm leaky. So one of the things I think is the coolest thing that comes with this upgrade kit is this little thing of punches. So these can all be punched out and then layered onto any of the boards. So they have some blank boards that you can just put these on and you'll have something different all the time, or you can just put these on an existing board. I'm going to go grab my RoboRally that this is supposed to be compatible with, and I will take a look at things, but that's going to be after I go through this, because I don't want to do that right this second, but soon. But yeah, so this comes with some like little, it's double-sided too. So like this side's got a battery, but when you go on the other side, it's one of the little cog wheels. So you got green arrows on this side, blue arrows on that side. So you get these cool double move arrows, which can really screw you up. But on the other side, there's single move arrows, which are a little easier to deal with. Laser lines and all those good things, and pits and what have you. Really neat stuff. And just these little punches, each one of these can be punched out. I wouldn't mind like spending a couple bucks for just like a couple of these, just because I enjoy the game. I hope that I get to play it. So this is the thing. So I got it comes with a little starting line, modular starting line, and it does not look to be the same size as the version of RoboRally I have. And when I read the thing that was promoting this, it said compatible with all versions of RoboRally. Don't think it is. Or maybe it is a little. I can tell you that these upgrade cards are not, because these backs look different, which they should, because this is the updated RoboRally. So I would imagine they would look different, but again, don't tell me it's compatible when it's different. But I do know that I wanted to replace the original cards anyway, so maybe there's a Board Game Geek that has the new cards with the old backs, or new versions of everything in a normal card size instead of a smaller size on flimsy cardboard, because these are flimsy, but not as flimsy as the last version of RoboRally, i.e. the one that I have. But yeah, so this has, let's see, some new upgrades: moonwalk, conveyor belts and currents move your robot in the opposite direction this round. Ooh, that's kind of weird. Top heavy, if your robot is about to be moved by a conveyor belt, it may ignore conveyor belts this register and move one space left or right. That's kind of cool. The oppositron. After having revealed a non-haywire programming card, do the opposite of what your programming card says. U-turn is no turn, move back is move one, etc. That's kind of neat. Overclocked, gain one spam and put it into your discard pile. Ignore your programming cards this register. Instead, resolve one of your previous register's programming cards. It's kind of cool. You can just like redo something, but you take a spam for it. It's kind of neat. And then anchor, spend one energy when your robot will be pushed. You are not pushed. So yeah, kind of cool. The art on these is nice computer generated looking stuff. I don't mind it. And then the bulk of this is, whoop, whoop, whoop. There we go, the tiles. So got some, this one looks super complex. On the other side, blank. So you can use those previous chits. This one, I like that. So it's just like spiraling you into a pit if you're not careful about how you move. And those double moves right before the pit are probably going to be a doom. Other side, blank. This one here, it's got like a T cross section on this side with a nice big laser. And then on the other side, it's got a lasso type thing. So if you're trying to avoid the conveyor belt, you're probably going to hit the laser. And if you don't avoid the conveyor belt, you're going to be moving around pretty fast on that guy. What do they call that? The oval. The oval. I like the little names on them. The K. This is complicated. I would like to see the race through this tile. And then this one is called assembly. So some of them go on and some of them go into the dump. So pretty cool. I like that one. And then we did the K. Let's see, we got winding. So diagonal moving conveyor belt. And then we've got all roads, which chugs you along nice and straight. You got the zone. Everything's in the middle. Chaos going on. And this one, oh, circles. I pity the person that ends up in the middle of this and just keeps spinning around. Because that will happen to somebody. The H, which I instantaneously approve of. Doubles, which is another nice busy guy. Why did I say guy? Nice busy tile. Coming and going. So they're all going in varied directions. And then the last one is the wave. So we've got this cool shape. So other than that, that's all that's in there besides, our buddy the insert in the bottom of the box. So, but yeah, like I said, if you would like, one moment, the RoboRally version that I have, that's supposed to be compatible with. Let's find out. So it said again in the solicitation for it, compatible with all versions of RoboRally. So let's see and find out. Number one, incompatibility. Upgrade cards, different. That's okay. I can live with it. They're at least the same size. So I could get like the proper size sleeves, and as long as they had a back, they would kind of go. The art's different, of course, but I expected that. I don't dislike that, because again, one of these comes up, it's one of these instead of one of these, but it's still God knows what it is. So I think I'd probably like to add those into the deck, but take some out or something like that. Have a limited size. Now here is the moment of truth. These are kind of the same size. Kind of. But it's really close together. These boards are longer. But it's kind of the same size. The printing is different. There's like millimeters difference. So let's let's go ahead and grab one of the big tiles, because it does say in the rule book that, you know, you can take these new tiles and put them on the big tiles to change them up. So let's go ahead and grab this 5A big tile, and let's grab our new mergers and layer that bad boy up. And they layer. It's a difference in art, but they definitely layer. And they layer well. So now, what's neat, so this is cool. I was skeptical. I didn't think that they would go, but they do. So that means I can use these on these. I'm going to punch one. Let's do it on camera. Is that satisfying? I thought it was satisfying. So then I can take this and plop that on there. And I can create more anarchy on any of these boards. Cool. All right, I am surprised. I was thinking it was not going to be the right scale. However, the square size is close enough. And I suppose the real test, the big test, is taking this robot, taking this new tile, he fits. It works. Yep. I am happy. I am happy with this. I am pleasantly surprised. I thought for sure when I saw this that it was going to be the wrong size because the original tiles are much longer. However, I think that they might have made the tiles smaller to make the game go by faster. Smart thinking, because this game can go really long. So, RoboRally Master Builder works with the old RoboRally. I'm happy. Another geeky thing that I forgot to bring up. I just got this Vallejo Diorama effects, and this is a ground texture, and this is rough gray pumice. And if you can see from this picture, it's supposed to be gray, like dark gray. But this color of the bottle, this light gray, I think this bottle is actually clear, because when you crack this bad boy open, number one, it's already gritty. It's light gray, very light gray, which, you know, it said light gray, so I should have expected it to be light gray. However, so you can see this color, you kind of expect that it's going to just be that color. So my thought was, okay, well, I'll do the whole base that color, and then I can just put a wash on it or whatever. And so my intention was to replace the Astro Granite that I have with this. So what I went ahead and did is I had a base that already had some Astro Granite on it, and then I put some of this over it to see how it looks when it dries. And let's see if I can get that to focus. Focus. And it doesn't really dry as a color. It dries clear. So, like, layered on top of the Astro Granite, I was expecting it to have a light gray bottom, and then for all the, like, granules to be light gray. instead, the granules are all light gray, and the body of the paint itself, or the texture paint itself, dries fairly clear. So, and glossy. And that's something I did not even consider. One of the things that says that you can put a thinned paint into it to give it some color. So I'm going to try maybe adding some of the Eshin gray, like really dark gray, almost black paint, to a little sample of it, and seeing how that comes out as a astrogranite replacement. And then maybe I'll put some of the larger chunks of grit and things that I have into that, and then go from there. I might even make like several small batches of stuff. So the thing that I like about this is a big honking container. There's a lot of it in here. Versus, so this was $11 versus the little thing of astrogranite, which was about the same price. So I'm going to use maybe just, instead of even using the Eshin gray, I'll just use like a gunmetal gray apple barrel paint and add that to a little sample of this, and like just thin it down and see how that comes out. But that's a test for another time, because we are just about right out of time. So that is what I've read recently. That's what I have coming up. Brand new game that came in, new paint that I'm using, and I think that's all the time for geekery I have today. So that said, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe. If you want to know more about any of the books, please feel free to drop me a line in the comments. I can send you in the direction of them. I can look deeper into them. I can expound exponentially about them. Other than that, hope you have a wonderful week. Next week, I should have a video about making characters for Savage Worlds with a collaboration with Planner Apocalypse, and we'll have a good time with that. So that's as long as I can edit it in an expedient manner. So I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.